Hi everybody, we're here. Got a special guest today with me. Angela's here. Just getting set up here. Okay. Yeah, I just usually, come on over. I just got the light behind me there. I don't know. Oh, let's see. That's going to be really dark, isn't it? Maybe we should go over here. I think that'll be better. Yeah, slide that over. I'll get the table. Can I have that table there? Sure. I'm just gonna, yeah. Hello everybody, welcome, Facebook Live, Thursday, what's today? The
25th.
25th. We're gonna put this in between us. We got something to show you. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh. That was Joe, who works with us, brought those in for us. Harry, the printer. Can I see them? There we go.
The smell.
Look at the smell. I'm going to come over with you. Okay. We're keeping our social distance, are we? Are we good enough? Yeah, okay. Everybody good? Hello, Shelley. Melissa's there. Hi, Marcia in New Orleans. Wow. Helen Marie. Hello, fellow hookers. Don Miller's watching. There's my good friend, Donnie Miller. And Susan, hello. I love peonies too. I've never been given a bouquet of peonies like this ever. Oh, like it was such a gift, wasn't it?
It was.
And every day, all week, we looked at it and we thought, it's just good. It's good to be alive, right? That's the way it makes you feel.
I can't
and
stop
they're
smelling
still
them.
Opening. I know, they're very fragrant. What do they smell like, do you think? I see why perfumes are named after peonies.
It's like a fresh summer morning.
Yeah, it's like, I know. It's like you went out in your grandmother's yard, you know, and you're visiting her. It feels like that.
He said that some of these bushes or trees are over 100 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
They're that, oh yeah. And then I don't know what this frondy thing is that he put in it. I don't know. So it's the life around you that inspires you, really. Hello, Sharon. My sister's watching. Hi, Carla Guion and Kathleen Marsh. Oh, it's so nice to see you. I tried this week. You probably saw me do a couple of Facebook Lives this week. And I tried very hard to get it set up so that I could invite one of you to come on with me. And so like say if Anna Sutherland was watching, I can click this. I can click, I don't know if I can click that and then I can add you. Different people. Oh, so there's different people, but only some people would come up, so I couldn't invite someone specific. And I think there are very few of you who would just like to come on out of the blue on our Facebook Live. I was trying to do it so that I could have a guest and that one of you can come on with me for part of it. But we'll just figure. Yes, Mary Como, you're right about the ants and peonies. Peonies, they like, it's like they like the sugar on them. Did you know that?
Yeah, Joe was mentioning that that's what makes them bloom is that they eat something on the inside of the buds.
And then that's one of the things. So the ants are kind of necessary.
Yeah.
It's such an ecosystem, isn't it?
It is.
Even just for a peony. So we got some plans for today. Hello, Celia Charlton. Just waiting for everybody to get here. Some of you have been having trouble getting on, and one of the things that I tell people, and I sent out an email about it yesterday, somebody from Ireland, isn't that great?
Oh, wow.
If you come on too early, then you have to refresh your page. Hi, Tanya Tuttle Kamal, how are you? You have to refresh your page. If you don't refresh your page, it's not going on. So I got some things to show you, but first I want Angela. I'm going to show you some hooking things, but we'll wait till we hit around 300, Angela, and then we'll do you can give them the story of the peonies. Because were you looking, like you and Mary were looking at these all week, right? Mary was just here on Tuesday.
Right. Mary and I, when she comes in on Tuesday, we decide in the afternoon that we like to play a little bit. So we come up with ideas on what we can do. And we kept looking at this bouquet, which was gorgeous. And Mary came up with the idea of trying to create this color palette in some yarn.
Yeah.
So we had a super fun time trying to emulate these colors in our yarn.
Do you want to show them what you
Sure.
did? I'll pass them to you. I have the other two skeins too, but oh, there they are. Look at that. Oh, can they see them? There. Look at that.
So this is what we ended up with. The result.
Isn't that gorgeous? Show them the pink. They can't see the pink.
The pink.
The pink is in there too. Look at these. So they're big merino. And then you did this one too.
Yeah,
This one.
well, we actually, because I was talking to Angie, and because I didn't know, what I wanted was to actually have color in certain areas, but I didn't know how to achieve that.
Yeah.
So she said put some citric acid in first,
Right.
then put the yarn in.
So you put the citric, you put hot water in a pot.
Yeah, we boiled some water, put it in the sink,
Yeah.
added some citric acid.
Right.
We put this
Citric
in.
acid is just like the acid of oranges, right? It's yeah, just so people know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just put a little color here, a little sprinkle of color here, a little sprinkle here,
Mm-hmm.
and we just let it sit. And then when we pressed it down under the water, we did it quite gently.
Pushed it down gently.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the citric acid actually prevented it from actually mixing a lot.
Right.
And kind of just sucked it into where the color was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love those. So this is, I call this yarn, this is a new base. It's a twisted base that we have, and it is called Big Sister Twist. I love that name.
Oh, and it's so soft.
It's really soft. It's merino. So the thing about merino yarn is that it takes the dye just like that. I know.
Yeah, and
you
it
can
just
dress yourself.
Yeah.
I know.
We do this to all the wool, so we're sorry. We probably shouldn't be doing this, but
We can't help it.
We
I
can't
know.
help it.
We
It's so
do
soft.
fondle all the wool.
We
It's
do.
it's just a thing. So how do you make a skein? You go like this.
I still have. I can't.
Can you try?
I
Just
can try, but I'm
Yeah.
really bad at it.
Yeah. Try. It's kind of fun. So you got your arms out. You want to. Usually skeins are tied with a string like this, so you want to go get. Okay, and then what do? We give it a twist, right?
Okay.
And then you go. Then you go under, over, and under. Now, I'm not a great skein maker, but I can make a skein. That's how you make a skein. Yours is, look
Well,
how
that's not
tight
too
yours
bad.
is.
Wow.
Greg's are really tight when he makes them. So this is Big Sister Twist, and these are on the website. There are only 3 of these, and there are only 6 of these. So don't get too excited because we don't have very many. But we're just going to keep dyeing like that and making special little skeins. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, Mary and I have a blast.
But I think they really, let's lay that there with the peonies. And I think you really got it.
We also have a little competition going with Greg as well because he's dying.
And Susan's dying, and
yeah,
Kaylee's dying, and
everybody's-
I'm
yeah.
dying. Everybody's at it. So,
It's so
see
much
that?
fun.
Isn't that great? So I'm going to show you something, but first I got a little story to tell you. So this week I follow a few people on Instagram. And one of the people I follow on Instagram, she's a baker. Her name is Ellen Gadet. And she is the daughter of a really good friend of mine. So I said to Catherine and I, my friend, were walking. And I said, I saw Ellen posted her birthday cake on the Instagram, right? So she's having her birthday cake. So after our walk, we said, well, we should just drop by her house. And so we dropped by, and Ellen had made a birthday cake. And in the birthday cake, she'd done it like Milk Bar, the famous bakery. And she had all these sparkles and all these sprinkles. So she actually put sprinkles in the cake, and then they had birthday cake ice cream. So that's the kind of town we live in. If you see on Instagram that's somebody's birthday, you can actually go buy for a piece of cake. So I just wanted to show you what we have on the website is we have birthday cake right there, just like that, our wool bundle birthday cake. And it kind of works with the peonies too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's really
pretty.
spring-like. So that's my story today. And I'm going to teach them something. So what will I
Beautiful.
teach today? One of the things I want to teach you about today is area. So if you were hooking this area here, so say you had a 4x4 inch area, how much cloth do you need to cover that area? So I'm going to push this down now and show you. There we go. So here's my hoop. Can you pass me my hook there and my scissors? Thanks. So here's my hoop, and if I had an area this big, I need to be able to cover it 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So a lot of you know that already, right? Okay, so if that's the case, if I have an area that big and I want to cover it, but how do you estimate with yarn? I find that really hard. How do I estimate with yarn? If I gave you the laptop, you could follow it.
Sure.
And just poke around, and if someone has a question, you can help me. Okay, so how do I know how much area with that yarn? So the thing is, I don't really know. I can't really tell. It's way harder to estimate. But one of the things that I do is I kind of go like this. And I'll lay it out thin. And so that's about double thick, right? So I probably need that much again, so I'll fold it over again. And I would say that's how we kind of measure. We kind of double it till it's about 4, or till it's about, we single, double, triple, quadruple the yarn. And then, so I know I need about that much yarn to hook that area. And then you know what I do is I add a little extra, and I do that a lot of times 4 times the area. Really, you could get away with 3 1/4 times the area a lot of times, but I think it's really good to go 4 times the area. So what are we going to hook today? Well, I can't show you what I'm hooking today because it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be next year's online winter course, and I'm working on it. So I just want to keep that under wraps for a little bit. Angela just passed me my hook and my scissors. And so what I'd like to do is just give you a little demonstration here today. And someone had asked me for a demonstration of a tree. So I'm going to use, I think, what's this one called? I've got it written down here somewhere. This one is bulrush. It's a bulrush fleece. So if you wanted to hook a tree.
Hi, Mary. Our wool is on Facebook Live.
Oh, she can't see you. Got to put it
okay.
on. Can you get under the camera? Mary, your wool's up. Sorry you're not here to join us.
Yes.
We took all the credit.
And Danielle says, I love your shirt, Deanne, but it's actually a dress. And
It's
it
a
is
dress.
Beautiful.
I can show you after if you want.
It's gorgeous.
If you want to see it. It's really pretty. As soon as it came in the store, like I bought it in December, but it was like a summer. You know how sometimes things come really early? So there's my tree, right? So let's see, how do you draw a tree? You start with a line, like in there, and then you just keep making V's, like that. Another line, and an upside down V, and another line, and an upside down V. So say you have a pattern and you want to adapt it. You want to add some trees. That's a great way to add some trees. So when you have something like this, a fleece like this, you have you go from brown to green to whatever. So this is bulrush, and remember we talked about using fleece a couple of weeks ago, and we'll talk about it again. And I like to pull apart my fleece, and I like to do it finely, really fine. Is there any questions on there, Angela, that I need to answer?
That's a lot of hellos from everywhere.
Oh, good. Where are people from?
We've got people from New Brunswick that are excited to be able to come to the
I
studio.
know. Next week you can come. The bubble has been burst. Now we still have to be really careful, right? We still have to be really respectful of each other's distances and everything, but the bubble is burst.
Michelle wants to know if we can demo the newly dyed yarn.
Oh, I'd have to cut one, Michelle. I'd have to take this darling and break it up. But if you really want me to, I will. That means I get to keep one, Michelle. That means I get to keep one. So I get to choose one. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this little tree. I probably taught you how to do a tree before, but what the heck? Okay, This is a tree. This is a little fleece tree. Down, back, and it's just going to show you how to do a tree with one yarn. So now we're going to go to the area where it has some brown in it, right? So the brown, I'm going to go up the trunk. So easy. Just one yarn, variegated, makes a great tree. So you know what's going to happen is I'm liking this tree, and this is going to become a little rug. I can see it. Like, I won't be able to say goodbye to this tree and tear it off and throw it away. Maybe next week I'll do something else with the tree here. Okay. And I'm using a hoop. Now I've got more brown, so I just want to reach back into my bulrush fleece, and I want to pick another bit of the green, and I want something with maybe a little variegation. Let's get a little of the teal in there too. So all of this yarn, all that, you know, I could make, I don't know, I can make a forest with this bulrush, eh? There's a lot of fleece on one of those.
There is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to add the teal-y color. So should I cut one of those up and use it? What do you think? You'll have to take one out of inventory if I do that. I think I wouldn't mind having one. Did you take one? You were thinking about it.
I was thinking about, I took one of the red ones.
Oh, you did. The one of the Sailor's Warning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
I love that name. We're having such fun coming up with names. It's exciting. And we want to call things like, sometimes we think like, we'll call it, well, I have one called Butterscotch Sundae, but it's hard to know. Like, when I call something, this is a question I have for you guys. When I call a yarn like Butterscotch Sundae, I'm going to skein this one up again. When I call a yarn like Butterscotch Sundae, does that limit your ability to think what that color could be used for?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question, isn't it? Yeah. Because my friend said to me the other day, should do food things, because we were thinking like rhubarb pie, strawberry rhubarb pie. We were, rhubarb crisp, those tans and reds. And then we just wondered if does that limit it? So, please show us the rug you started last week. Oh, I can't really because it's all rolled up on my frame, but I'll show you maybe next week. What's the yarn you're currently using for the tree? This yarn that I'm currently using for the tree is actually a fleece bundle, and it's they're like a little braid, and look how big it is right there, and you get all of this different color in it. So let's look at that little tree. Is that not sweet? You see? And then when you're hooking the background, you'll get all the little indents in it. So let's see which one of these. How are we doing for time there, Angela? Am I going over on them?
2:16.
Oh, great. Got lots of time. So this is my fleece, this yarn. What we can do is I'll take half of this and we'll put some of it on the $5 wall. Okay. So when you have like different variegations in yarns do different things, right? I want to, remind me to tell you about who I spoke to on today's podcast, and a great quote. I want to tell you a good quote from somebody today. So don't let me go without telling you that. So there's my yarn. There's my yarn. Okay. So got my yarn, and you want to see what this looks like hooked. Well, the first thing I want to show you is that not only do you want to know what it's look like hooked, you want to know how to redefine your tree. So you want to get in there, get in those corners.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty? Oh, Angela's excited because she knows she made it.
So we have a question here from Carol Cooper, who's saying I can hook up, I can hook down, I can hook left to right, but she's frustrated because she can't hook in a circle.
I'll show you in a second.
I'm afraid to try circles. Any advice?
Oh, just try it. That's my advice. Don't be afraid. That's it, Carol. Just let her go. the beautiful thing about rug hooking is that you can make mistakes. It's like life. You can make mistakes and it's forgiving, You can make mistakes and you can make up for them and you can change things and you can change the way you do things. So, this is what it looks like. So, it looks like, to me, it looks like this tree is in a field of flowers. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to hook this little thing. I'm going to make a little tiny rug. And one of the things I'll do is I'll hook a circle in that sky. We'll make a little moon. This is the teeniest rug. I don't think it's the smallest rug I've ever made.
What's the name of the yarn, Deanne, that you're using? I
I just made a new name up for it, and I like it. I was going to call it Twisted Sister because this yarn has a twist. See, like that? It has a twist. It's two yarns twisted together. Okay, just watch. So you can also do that with this yarn. Is you can take it apart if you want, and hook it very, very singularly. So let's find a strand.
Oh wow. Right?
Let's find a strand that's kind of more yellow. So let's take this strand right here, and I'm going to take that apart. Woo! So I was going to call it Twisted Sister, but I don't know, what is that? What is Twisted Sister? Is that a band or something?
That's a rock band from the 80s.
Okay, so I didn't do that.
We're not gonna take it.
Oh, we're not gonna take it. Okay, I can't sing. This is the first time I've ever sang publicly, I think.
I know, don't quit my day job. Mike makes fun of me because I keep singing and he's like, whoa.
So there's your circle. Do you see that? I'm going to do another one on the inside. If you want to draw a circle, my best advice to you is to take your pen. If you want to hook a circle, is to take your pen and draw a circle and then just follow the lines of the hooking. I need another little bit of the whitey yellow. That's the nice thing about variegated yarns. You can just sort of pull out what you need.
Andrea Warner, I keep pulling out my previous loops. What am I doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong, Andrea Warner. Not a thing.
I used to do that a lot.
Yeah. How did you fix it, Angela?
Honestly, this is what I always say. I was a little bit tense when I started.
Yeah.
So I poured myself a glass of wine. And you told me that what I was doing was pulling my loops kind of either straight up.
Yeah.
And I needed to pull them back on an angle towards my previous loop.
Yeah.
So it was just about, I guess, pulling it up a bit on an angle.
Yeah. Giving yourself a little angle. Just waiting and getting your tension right. Not stressing too hard. So I've got a moon. I've got my little grass. Look how sweet it is. And I've got a tree. And now I need some blue. I've got this. I just saw some fleece down there that I liked. This is our curly fleece. This is my friend Delia from her well-loved sheep, and I'm not kidding. They would be sheep that would treat it right. God love Delia. Okay.
Andrea Benson wants to know what size is the hoop you are using. They can't hear my questions. So.
Yeah, they can hear you.
I have somebody here saying that she has a hard time hearing me. So.
Oh, okay. Just talk loud. Yeah. For a 14-inch. This is the 14-inch hoop. I need to get a bit of velvet and a bit of sky wool. I'll be right back. Okay. So, Angela, they were wondering about the name of that wool, and it's called Big Sister Twist.
Oh, nice.
Big Sister Twist.
Big Sister Twist.
Big Sister Twist.
Debbie Sloan wants to know, have you ever hooked two completely different colored strands together?
Yeah, I have. I don't really like the effect a lot of times. They seem to compete with each other. So I don't do it very often. I've got a little bit of velvet here. I'm just going to.
Krista Taylor, it was Sailor's, I can't remember the name of it now.
Sailor's Warning. It's
Sailor's
a beautiful
Warning.
red. It's a red. It's a studio dyed red. Sailor's Warning. Great name. Love that name. Who thought of that name? Was it Kaylee or?
I thought of the saying.
Sailor's Warning. Yeah, that's
what was the
right.
saying? I can't remember now.
Red sky
Red
at
sky
night.
At night. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you came up with the
Something delight, and then Red Sky in the Morning. Sailor's Warning.
That's another Angela and Mary Tuesday
Tuesday
afternoon
dying.
dye job.
Yeah. Sometime I'm going to let them dye my hair. See what happens. Okay, so let's think of how to make a teeny tiny rug. So wouldn't this be sweet on like a Christmas present or on a gift to just like to tag it? So I'm putting the fleece in, but what I really want to show you here is I really want to show you how to divide your branches now that you've got that beautiful. So I'm putting the fleece up here around the moon. You know, sometimes on these things, maybe we'll have done something that we did before. I think on a lesson once before, I showed you how to hook a tree, but we do the same things over again sometimes. And I went to visit an artist recently, and that we talked about that. You know, he hooked the sea and hooked the sea and hooked the sea. But he said, I don't see the sea the same way I did 20 years ago. So don't be afraid to, you know, you don't want to be just repeating yourself all the time, but don't be afraid to do something again that you already did. You master things by doing them over and over and over again. I'm getting my linen cut up here.
Lise would like to know why stretching is important.
Stretching, for me, it's important. So why stretching is important? Well, we can talk about it on a lot of different levels, Lise. I'm thinking about it I'm thinking about it physically. If you're a rug hooker, stretching is so important. I'm thinking about it just what I was saying about doing things over and over and over again. Each time you do them, I think you stretch yourself. Like I'm hooking a design now in my the one that I don't want to talk about, but it's really stretching me because I'm thinking about things so differently. And then the reason why it's important when you're hooking rugs, the reason why it's important to stretch your pattern and have it tight like a drum, is that it makes it easier for you to pull your loops up. That's the real thing. So we wanna get a little action on this tree. There we go. So you see how I hooked the tree once, and I'm gonna hook it again and again. My loops are twisting, which there's nothing wrong with it, but with this velvet, it's not the same on both sides. Okay. Just not gonna use too much of that.
Kathleen Lombardo would like to see the back of your piece.
Now, Kathleen, that's like asking to look at the china plate, like someone serves you nice dinner and you want to see the back. You want to see if I'm making a mess back there, Kathleen?
I was taught not to cross over my loops.
Yeah, you think I got a big mess back here, don't you, Kathleen? You're worried. You're worried I'm making a mess. I don't cross over any more loops than one. Should I give them a quick peek? There you go. It's a little bit messy because of the fleece. So there's a few bumps. I do cross over once in a while, but I try to make it a habit not to. So now I've got my foundation down for that little sky, right? This is a teeny tiny rug. I'm going to put another little bit of one.
Judy would like to know, are you intentional with background hooking direction?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. You know, there's not a stitch here. That's not intentional in a way. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to make it sound like everything. So that leads me to the quote that I wanted to tell you about. Today, for my podcast, I interviewed Rochelle LeBlanc. And Rochelle came to my studio maybe 20 years ago almost, or 15, 20 years ago. I don't know. It was quite a while. And to show me her work. And I really liked her work. And I just encouraged her. She told me 3 things that I told her today, and I hadn't remembered them, but she remembered them. But throughout our conversation, so you can go on under free resources, you can go on and you can listen to my conversation with Rochelle. But Rochelle had one good quote at the end of, she's recently written a book, and she had one good quote that in our conversation, and I wrote it down, and she said, every loop is a thought. And I thought, oh, that's nice, right? Because every loop that you make, there is a little thought involved in it. But also, if you're not even thinking about the rug itself, there's just something going on in our minds all the time. And I thought that was worth taking note of. So I wrote that down, and it might be in my next book with with Rochelle's name by it, a little quote by Rochelle. See how that's shaping up? So now we got a chance to make this tree, to hook the tree again. So I got to do this fast because we're running out of time. How many people we have today with us? Oh my gosh, we got 498. If you could just call 2 friends, we'd have 500. Isn't that awesome? Thank you so much.
Darlene Smith, can you share when you would outline everything or just leave free flowing?
When I would outline everything. No, I can't really, Darlene, because every rug is different, right? So sometimes, you know, you got to look at the rug as an individual thing, as its own little piece, and then decide. I'm going to go in here, get in between the loops, okay, of the fleece. You got to decide, you got to look at each piece and sort of say, what kind of feeling then do I want? Outlining does something to a rug, right? Outlining is kind of a statement. It's kind of can make a rug. It means that you want to make something noticeable when you outline. So, do you think I should keep with all this blue, this same blue, or should I add a new blue? What do you think, Angela? Add another blue in here? I feel like it's getting a bit flat.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
So I can't say, call me now. It interrupts our feed. So maybe if you can just hang on a few minutes. I'm going to get another blue.
What is the name of the blue you are using?
That's one of our studio dyed blues, or is it? Or no, is that the blue from the East Coast Road Trip? Isn't that the medium blue from the East Coast Road Trip? What's that called? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Aren't we helpful? It's the blue in the East Coast Road Trip. It's Deep Sky, maybe?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Deep
I think
Sky.
so.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, so I'm going to just add a different blue here. This is from, this blue is kind of a big merino, but it is in our studio picks. It's a ball like this. You can't really order it directly off the website, but we have like 2 different studio picks, $29.95 and one that's $14.95, and this is $14.95 a ball. Oh yeah, that'll make this better. Just was getting really flat. So this is how to make, how big is this? Is it like 3 inches by 3 inches? Maybe it's 1, 2, I'd say it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. And then this is my rug. And then I'm going to show you my dress because it's just so cute. I love moving in it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and then I'm going to wrap it up for today. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. Going to finish this up, show you this rug.
What do you have wrapped around your hook?
I just use a grab-on for a pen, and I split a grab-on for a pen, and I glue it to my hook. So today we probably went over time a little bit. Thank you very much for watching. And
Mary, it looks like we might be doing some more dyeing on Tuesday.
what are you going to dye next week? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Just depends on what Joe brings in.
That's right. He's bringing in another bouquet next week.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, this is sweet. Teeny tiny little rug. I've hardly ever made a rug that small. It's like a coaster size. You see it?
Oh, that's cute.
It's kind of cute. You know, it's not going to win any prizes, but doesn't have to. Everything is its own thing. I'm going to show you my dress right quick because it's just so cute. I bought it, like I said, in December, so that just goes to show you. You really like it. How do I get back here? I'll go over here.
You want me to?
Go over in the corner. I'm gonna fall down. That'd be funny. Okay, there it is. It's a little dress. Got a really cute end on it, and it's kind of a wrap dress. Never had a wrap dress before, and it's got that little hook. So there you go. Little rug makes me happy. Me too. Haley Perry. Hi, Haley. That's my niece. Hello, Ingrid. Irene Rogers from Coaldale, Alberta. Thank you all so much for being here. I love learning with you all, and I'm learning too. So go make yourself something small or make somebody else something small. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Angela.